Hey, welcome to another Dino Reacts. Let's get into it. Today we have Josh Haley, the senator from Ohio, talking about child trafficking and getting after the people that are responsible for putting them in there. So as always, I want everybody to have a blessed year. I want everybody to be calm, be loved, be open, be expressive, and always be in love with life and everybody that's around them. So always, as I say, let's get after it.
Senator Hawley.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Ms. Marcos, can I just start with you? You testified a moment ago to Senator Butler that every child gets a Know Your Rights presentation. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Is that before or after you release them to labor traffickers?
Oh, no.
Senator, every child that comes into our care gets a Know Your Rights presentation as well as...
Have you read these New York Times reports? These stories, the series of stories the New York Times has done on the children who are in your care? Have you read them?
Yes, I have.
He's lying!
Have you read that children are scrubbing dishes? They are operating heavy machinery. They are delivering meals. They are harvesting coffee. They are working construction. They are working as housekeepers. They are working overnight shifts at plants where they are not paid. They are not going to school. They are not cared for. They are not giving meals. Almost all of it illegally. Are you aware of that?
That's not right.
Wow. I did not know that. That is, wow, I'm serious. That is bananas. Right in the country, and for a person to be, he knows that, the person that could be sitting there, and there's nothing being done about it, man, I'll dig in. We're going to get some more out of this, but man. Okay, I jumped too early. Let's see what the lady got to say. Whew.
That's a yes or no.
Yes.
Do the Know Your Rights presentation help them in those situations?
Never, of course not.
Senator, ORR...
That's a yes or no, I think. Do you really think that you're helping these children by releasing them to labor traffickers and, yes, sex traffickers? 85,000 children whom you have no contact with, and your answer is we gave them a presentation before we turned them over to these people who are exploiting them on a scale not seen in this country for 100 years, a century.
Stop it. Get some help.
A century. It's a disgrace in the United States of America. Let me ask you this. You did an audit, I noticed, where you gave yourself a clean bill of health. So just tell me this. Do you require sponsors to document their relationship with the child?
Senator, we have a thorough vetting process.
Do you require sponsors to document their relationship with the child?
Yes, we go through...
No, you do not. You do not. Have you read the Senate's Permanent Subcommittee on Investigations reports on your office? There was one in 2016. There was one in 2018. There was one in 2020. There was one in 2022. Spanning administrations, what they found is you do not require sponsors to document their relationship with the child. You release them anyway. What about background checks? Do you require background checks on all adults in the household?
In cases where the child is being released to their parents, we do not require background checks. But, Senator, I would
Do you
really
require
like,
background checks on all adults in the household in any case?
Yes, in some cases we do.
What percentage of cases do you do background checks on the adults in the household?
I don't have that number.
I'm out of here.
This video is the biggest load of hoo-ha I've ever seen.
Do you do home visits in all cases? You can actually see where these children are being released, whose care you're putting them in?
We do not do home visits in all cases. Senator, I'd really like the opportunity to talk about what we are doing.
I know what you're doing, and it's incredibly and totally inadequate.
Wow.
Oh, no.
And we can read about it in the New York Times. Since you say you've read it, let's talk a little bit about that New York Times report, if we could.
Just get back in, I'm very happy that Josh Haley is pointing this out, because we know that child trafficking is a big issue here in the States. After watching that movie Sound of Freedom and how like the liberal media did not want that movie to be pushed out for us to see it, really it lets me know like how really bad it is. It is easy for for me personally, to be in my personal bubble of like life, home, fun, friends, work, and not really see that stuff. But there's a subletted culture of evilness out here, especially when you have the Diddies and everybody else that is completely like being caught up for, dealing with children. Same thing with the Kendrick Lamar and Drake beef. You know what I'm saying? There's been a lot of accounts of pedophilia going around right now. And just to see that this lady clearly, right now, as you said she knows all of this is happening. And no remorse. It's like, even though the bad things are happening, here's the good we're doing. That should not be how it works.
Here's a quote from the April 17th installment. Again and again, veteran government staffers and outside contractors told HHS, including reports that reached the secretary, that children appeared to be at risk. Did you warn the secretary that children were at risk?
Senator, I'm in regular contact with the secretary.
Did you warn him that children were at risk?
Safety and well-being of children is our top priority.
Did you warn him that children were at risk?
I'm not going to get into the conversations I've had.
You're here and you're under oath, and this is an oversight hearing. And we need to know what you're doing, because you're manifestly not doing your job. Did you warn him that children were at risk? Do you
It's kind of messed up.
believe that children are at risk? Let's start with that.
Yes.
Okay, did you warn the secretary?
Senator, I'm not going to get into the specifics of my conversation, but I would like
Why can't she answer the question? Like, dude, answer the question.
the opportunity.
Why
to
wouldn't
talk
you
about-
warn the secretary that children were at
I would
risk?
like the opportunity to talk about what we.
Let's
are
look at what the
doing.
secretary said to you.
I'm out of here.
The other one, James. Yeah, that one. At least 5 HHS staff members said they were pushed out after raising concerns about child safety. Mr. Becerra, the secretary, told the ORR director, that's you, right, that if she could not increase the number of discharges, he would find someone who could. And then he went on to say that if Henry Ford had run his plants like this, he would never have become famous and rich. This is not the way you do an assembly line. Get the kids out, run them through, get them out to those sponsors, those traffickers. Why didn't you resign when he said this? Do you think that this is morally acceptable?
I tell you, I gotta plead ignorance on this thing.
Senator, I joined ORR in September of 2022. I believe that was reported prior to my arrival, but
Oh, no.
I cannot speak.
This is from
to,
the article this year.
I can't speak to what the secretary.
Do you think that this is acceptable to run ORR like an assembly line and to release these children
I
to
can assure you,
traffickers?
we do not run ORR like an assembly line.
You just
Tell the truth.
said you did.
Tell the truth.
The safety and well-being of children is our top concern, and by
Plainly
statute-
not. Plainly, it is not your top concern because you have managed to lose 85,000 of them. And the Times knows where they are, or 2/3 of them, and they're with labor traffickers.
That's a really bad sign.
It's unbelievable. Let me just ask you this. How many kids right now, of the 430,000 approximately, unaccompanied children have crossed the border under this administration? It's an astounding number. How many are you in regular contact with right now?
Oh no, this is much worse.
Senator, we have a number of different providers across the country who.
But what's the
provide
number? What's the
different-
number? How many of you are you in? You said child welfare is your top concern. What's the number?
Precisely, Robin.
You mean
Precisely, Robin. Precisely, Robin.
I don't have the specific numbers.
How can you not know? Why
Because-
would you come to this hearing and not know?
Oh my God.
Right?
Oh, you're killing me.
Respectfully, if you would like us to provide comprehensive case management to children after they're released from our care, so we can report.
Respectfully,
that-
I would like you to do your job and not release children to human traffickers. Respectfully, That's what I would like. I'd like you not facilitate the largest child trafficking ring in American history.
Jesus Christ.
No, God!
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Well, I would definitely like to say that child trafficking is horrible, and the fact that like it's going on and she can be that nonchalant, and instead of showing any type of sympathy towards what he's talking about, all she wanted to do was talk about her achievements. That is so fucking evil, man. It's like there's a certain sect of humanity right now that once they get a stable paycheck and job, they will do anything, man. And I don't like that. Never been that way. I've left jobs, left friendships. But like, this is crazy. All money ain't good money. And this is insane that you would not take the time to make sure the children that are in your custody go to the right care and not have any follow-ups. And then when reports are talking about all the mishaps in your company, you don't show any remorse about it. That means it's all in the agenda, man. We have a whole lot of work ahead of us as a country right now, and I really feel like we're going to get it, and we're going to make it happen. But let's just be calm. Everybody get together and galvanize. And we're going to bring things back together. We're going to save the country, save the children, respect the women, and respect the men. Well, that's the end of my reaction right now. And as always, chef's kiss. Mwah.